My name is Breton. I'm from Colorado Springs, and I am a graphic designer. That's my slow motion voice. Ready? I don't know if there's ever a time that I realized that I wanted to be a graphic designer. I think that I knew that I wanted freedom and to be able to work from a computer. I stumbled upon being a graphic designer somewhat by accident, just that it was a hobby playing around on a computer, and at some point people would ask me to make things, and then eventually people started asking me if they could pay me to make things. My first experience was with a friend who we were playing a card game and wanted to print some cards, and then we started to add our own touch to the cards, and that was really my first insight into design of any sort. One of my most exciting times as a designer was creating things. I found someone who would be able to print images on phone cases and things like that, and began making them and selling them on eBay. One of my most exciting times was when I had just earned, maybe it was like $7 or $5 profit. And it was really dorky, but super exciting for me that something that I had fully invented and created without anyone else's help had been translated into money. Was just a really cool thought. One of my biggest frustrations when I was trying to become a designer full-time was looking for advice online and finding very generic advice every single time. It's always keep going, keep persevering, keep working hard. But what does that mean, right? Keep working hard, how? The phrase graphic design, honestly, there's a lot of different graphic designers. Some of them create comic books, some of them create book covers, some of them create websites. For me personally, I do a lot of marketing material, so maybe someone wants to post something on Facebook or make an announcement or have a nice cover photo. I play around with different things, and so I think that's part of my value as a designer. And people like my flexibility. I didn't go to school for it. When I began, I didn't really know what to look for, but I would make sure I would put some goal of I have to watch maybe one tutorial every day this week. Even if I didn't want to know necessarily how to do that specific thing, there's always something useful that I would learn and be able to take away. There are some bigger designers that people do look up to. Some of these designers, they've shifted from doing designs for clients. The whole vintage ink kind of feel is popular. I just advise copying. When you first start taking other people's resources, they've already made it, they've already done it and put in the work, and it'll make your stuff look significantly better. There are a lot of mornings that I do wake up, and I think that is pretty ridiculous, and that I'm really lucky that I'm excited to go to work. I was always nervous that picking a career, I would get bored of it within a few years. For me, design's really not like that. I get to do one thing one day, do another thing another day, and work with different clients who are working on completely different projects, and so there's always something new. There's no ending of how you can keep learning and growing, becoming better. My first job was terrible, and I remember thinking at that first job, this cannot be life. This cannot be what work looks like. I remember I put a lot of thought trying to figure out what I would do. I'd spend a lot of time and hours up late often just researching just dumb questions on Google, like what should I do with my life, which obviously Google is not going to know. One of my big conclusions was just to try things and to do some different things. I tried to take a different approach and figuring out, knowing what I do like. This sounds really dramatic, but I thought that life would be really terrible because of how much of it consists of work unless I enjoyed my work. So I was really set on making sure that I enjoyed my work. I knew for a fact that I didn't want that. I didn't know how to handle that really. And so just became a little bit desperate and just made sure that I was constantly moving towards a different goal. I think that is for some people. I think that some people don't mind that, working day to day, that's safe and it's comfortable and maybe it's not boring. That's okay. I think that if that sounds terrible to you, I would just encourage you to go for it and just trying new things, just making sure to set a few goals. And even if you have no idea where to start, just start. I don't think it has to be pinpointed. I don't think it has to be specific or complicated. Just put yourself in luck's way. Give yourself as many chances as you can to get lucky with an opportunity, with a job, with what you like to do.